You know what the worst sound in the world is? It ain't a car crash or a gunshot. It's the sound of your own wallet. Empty. When you flip it open just to check if maybe a 20 magically appeared behind the receipt from last week. I'm Mark, and I work 60 hours a week at a garage that smells like burnt oil and I come home with grease under my nails and dirt in my lungs, and I hand my wife Lena whatever crumpled bills I got from old man Jenkins, who always pays me late because he knows I got nowhere else to go. She takes it with this little smile, the kind that don't reach her eyes anymore. And she says, "It's okay, baby. We'll manage, but we don't manage. We survive. Barely. Rent eats half of it. Utilities eat the other half. And food is whatever's on sale that's about to expire. I skip lunch so she can have an extra apple. I walk 2 miles to work to save bus fare. And I never complain because that's what a man does, right? He provides. He grins. He bleeds for his family. But lately I've been seeing this look on Lena's face when she stares out the window, like she's watching a different life pass by. A life where she ain't wearing secondhand sweaters and mending holes in her jeans. She used to laugh at my stupid jokes. Now she just nods. She started working as a receptionist at some fancy corporate office downtown. And I was proud at first. Real proud. Extra money meant maybe we could fix the heater before winter. But then she started coming home later. Then she'd smell different. Like perfume I couldn't afford and coffee from places that charge $8 a cup. I told myself I was paranoid. I told myself I'd trust her. But trust, man, that's a fragile thing. Especially when you're a broke mechanic who can't even buy his wife a decent birthday gift. I gave her a handmade card last year, she cried, but not the happy tears. The other kind. The kind that say, "I love you, but this ain't enough." And that cut deeper than any wrench slipping off a bolt. So when she told me she got a bonus from her boss, Mr. Sterling, I didn't ask questions. I just took the envelope, counted the hundreds, and felt like a beggar accepting charity from a king. I hated myself for it, but I hugged her and said, "You're amazing," and she hugged me back. But her body was stiff, like she was already somewhere else. That was the first time I felt it. That cold snake in my gut telling me something was wrong. I just didn't want to listen. I started noticing the little things. 'Cause when you're poor, you notice details. You have to. You notice when the milk's gone sour a day early. You notice when the tire pressure drops by 2 PHLs. You notice when your wife stops leaving her wedding ring on the nightstand. She used to take it off every night before a shower. And I'd hear that little clink on the glass. Now she sleeps with it on, even in the shower. Like she's afraid to take it off for some reason. Or maybe she's afraid to forget she's married. I don't know. Sterling, that's her boss. I've seen him once when I picked her up from work 'cause her car wouldn't start. Tall guy, silver hair, suit that probably cost more than my entire toolbox. He shook my hand with that firm politician grip. And he looked at Lena like she was a dessert he was saving for later. I felt small, not angry, just small, like an ant next to a boot. He said, "Mark, you got a good woman here. Take care of her." And I wanted to say, "I'm trying, you rich son of a bitch, but the world ain't built for guys like me." But I just nodded and smiled, like a good little peasant. That night, Lena was quiet. Too quiet. I asked her if everything was okay, and she snapped at me. First time ever. "Jesus, Mark, can you stop asking for once? Just let me breathe." I backed off. I made her tea, her favorite chamomile, and she didn't even drink it. She just stared at her phone. Thumb scrolling. With this little smirk that wasn't for me, I went to bed early, pretended to sleep, and I heard her in the bathroom whispering, not praying, talking, soft and sweet, like she used to talk to me back when we were dating and I had a future. Now I'm just a mechanic with bad knees and a dream that died somewhere between the second mortgage and the third repair bill. I started checking her coat pockets. Not proud of it, but I did. Found a receipt for a restaurant called The Velvet Fork. Never heard of it? Looked it up on my broken phone. $50 for a steak. 50! That's my weekly grocery budget. She told me she had a sandwich at her desk. That lie sat in my chest like a stone, heavy and cold. But I didn't confront her. No, I'm a coward, see? I convinced myself it was a work thing, a client dinner, nothing personal. But the snake in my gut kept hissing, louder now. I started drinking cheap whiskey after she fell asleep, just to numb that voice. Didn't work. All it did was make me cry, silent tears into my pillow, wondering where my wife went and who this stranger was sleeping next to me, dreaming of silver-haired men with black credit cards. The night she didn't come home until 3 a.m., I almost called the cops. I paced that tiny apartment like a caged animal, wearing a hole in the linoleum floor, my phone clutched in my sweaty hand. I called her twice, 3 times, 4 times. Each ring went to voicemail, that cheerful recorded voice saying, "Hey, it's Lena, leave a message." And I wanted to scream into the receiver, "Where the hell are you?" But I didn't. I left calm messages. Pathetic ones like, "Hey, babe, just checking in, hope work's not too crazy. Love you, love you." I said that while my heart was cracking in half, I made spaghetti, her favorite, and let it sit on the stove until it turned into a cold, congealed mess. I sat on the couch in my work boots, still dirty, because I didn't even have the energy to take them off. I replayed every moment of the last 6 months in my head. Every late night, every evasive answer. Every time she flinched when I touched her hand. She used to love my hands, rough as they are. She'd say they're honest hands. Now she pulls away like my skin burns her. At 2:47 a.m., I heard a car engine purr outside. Not our beat-up Honda, something smooth and expensive. I peeked through the blinds and saw it. A silver BMW, idling under the streetlight. The door opened and Lena stepped out, adjusting her skirt, fixing her hair, like she just got out of a photo shoot. She looked up at our window and I ducked, heart pounding like a jackhammer. She didn't see me. She walked up the steps, slow and careful, and I heard her key in the lock. I threw myself back on the couch, closed my eyes, pretended to be asleep. She crept in, quiet as a mouse, and I smelled it, that fancy perfume mixed with something else, male cologne, woody and expensive, not mine. She tiptoed past me, didn't even cover me with a blanket like she used to. She just went straight to the bedroom. I heard the mattress creak, then silence. I opened my eyes and stared at the cold spaghetti, and that's when it hit me. Not anger, not even sadness. Just this hollow, empty resignation. Like, oh, okay, so this is my life now. I'm the guy who gets cheated on by his wife with his boss. And I can't even afford to leave, because where would I go? My brother's couch is 2 states away. And I got no savings, no backup, no nothing. I'm trapped. Trapped in a marriage that's already dead. Trapped in a job that's killing me. Trapped in a body that's falling apart. I didn't sleep that night. I just lay there, listening to her breathe. And I hated her for sleeping so peacefully. I hated myself more for still loving her. Morning came with that gray, sickly light that makes everything look worse. I made coffee, the cheap, instant kind. and she stumbled out of the bedroom with bedhead and sleepy eyes, looking like she hadn't done a single thing wrong. She smiled at me, that fake smile again, and said, "Hey, you're up early." I didn't answer. I just handed her the mug and watched her sip it. She didn't thank me. She used to thank me for everything, even for pouring her cereal. Now she just drinks like it's her right. I asked her real casual, "So, how was work last night?" She didn't even blink. "Oh, you know, same old, boring reports. Fell asleep at my desk." That's why I'm so late. Fell asleep at her desk, in a tight skirt and heels. Sure, I nodded, took a sip of my own bitter coffee, and said I made spaghetti. It's cold now. She looked at the stove, saw the congealed pasta, and her face softened for just a second, like a crack in the mask. "Oh, baby, you didn't have to do that," she said, and she came over and kissed my forehead. Her lips were cold. I felt nothing. That scared me more than anything, that I felt absolutely nothing when she touched me. Later that day, I called in sick, first time in 2 years. I told Jenkins I had the flu. Instead, I went to her office building and sat in a diner across the street, nursing a cup of burnt coffee for 3 hours. I watched people go in and out. Suits and skirts, all those shiny, polished people who never worried about overdraft fees. At noon, I saw her come out, laughing with Sterling. He put his hand on the small of her back, that possessive touch, and she leaned into him, like she belonged there. They got into his BMW and drove off. I followed on foot, 'cause I couldn't afford a cab. But I lost him at the second traffic light. I stood there on the sidewalk, breathing hard, feeling like the biggest fool in the entire city. Every person walking past me had no idea that this grimy mechanic in dirty jeans was watching his marriage dissolve in real time. I went back to the diner, ordered the cheapest sandwich, and ate it without tasting it. The waitress, an old lady named Marge, asked me if I was okay. I almost broke down right there, but I just said, "Yeah, just tired." She gave me a free slice of pie, apple my favorite. I ate it and thought about all the times Lena and I shared a slice of pie on our tiny couch, watching bad movies, dreaming about a house with a yard. Those dreams felt like a joke now. A cruel, cosmic joke. I finished the pie, left a tip I couldn't afford, and walked home, taking the long way, 'cause I wasn't ready to face the empty apartment. That still smelled like her cheap shampoo, a smell I used to love and now I hated. That night, she came home at a normal hour, 6 p.m., with takeout, Thai food, which we never bought 'cause it's too expensive. She set it on the table, all smiling, and said, "Surprise? I got a small bonus, thought we'd celebrate." "Celebrate what? A slow-motion train wreck?" I didn't say that. I just sat down and ate the pad thai. And it was delicious, but it tasted like ash in my mouth. She chatted about work, about some new project, about Sterling being so supportive. Every time she said his name, my jaw tightened. I asked her, point blank, "Do you love him?" She froze, chopsticks halfway to her mouth, and laughed, that nervous, high-pitched laugh that she does when she's caught. "Love who? My boss? Mark, that's crazy. He's just a colleague." Liar! I saw the truth in her eyes, that flicker of panic. But I didn't push. I'm a coward, remember? I finished my food, washed the dishes, and went to the bedroom to lie down. She followed me, sat on the edge of the bed, and started crying, real tears this time. She said, "I'm sorry I've been distant. I'm just stressed. Money, you know." And I wanted to scream, "Money? You're sleeping with a guy who has money. That's not stress, that's betrayal." But I just rubbed her back and said, "It's okay. We'll get through it." I don't know why I said that. Habit, maybe. Or maybe I was still hoping, still clinging to that tiny, dying ember of love. She fell asleep in my arms, first time in months, and I held her, feeling her heartbeat against my chest. And I thought, this is the last time. This is the last time I'll hold her like this, because I made a decision right then. I was going to confront Sterling. Not with fists, because I'm not a violent guy, but with words. I was going to look that rich bastard in the eye and ask him, man to man, what the hell he thought he was doing with my wife. I rehearsed the speech all night in my head. Every angry word, every bitter accusation. But deep down I knew the truth. It wasn't his fault. He didn't steal her. She walked into that penthouse with her own 2 feet. And she stayed because she chose to. That's the part that broke me. Not the affair itself, but the choice. She chose silk sheets over my calloused hands. She chose fancy scotch over my cheap whiskey. She chose a future without me. And I was just too blind to see it, because I was too busy working myself to death for a woman who'd already checked out. I went to his office the next morning unannounced. I didn't shave, didn't change my greasy shirt, because I wanted him to see me for what I really am. A blue-collar grunt who's got nothing left to lose. The receptionist, some blonde girl with a perfect smile, tried to stop me, but I walked right past her and burst through his glass door. Sterling was at his desk, talking on his fancy phone. And when he saw me, he didn't even flinch. He just said, "I'm calling you back," hung up, and leaned back in his leather chair like he was expecting me. "Mark," he said, calm as a cucumber. "Take a seat." I didn't sit. I stood there, dripping sweat, and said, "I know about you and Lena." He didn't deny it. He didn't apologize. He just nodded slowly, like I'd just confirmed the weather. "Yes," he said, "I figured you would." That honesty, that cold, brutal honesty, it stunned me. I was ready for lies, for excuses, for anything but that. He stood up, walked around the desk, and leaned against it, arms crossed, looking down at me because he was taller. "Mark, let me be straight with you," he said. "Your wife is beautiful, intelligent, and wasted at that reception desk. I gave her opportunities, attention, things you couldn't give her. Don't blame her. Blame the system. Blame the economy. Blame yourself if you want, but she came to me. I wanted to punch him. My fist clenched so hard my knuckles went white. But I didn't swing, 'cause he was right. Every word he said was a mirror held up to my own failure. I couldn't provide. I couldn't compete. I was a broke mechanic, and he was a king in his glass castle. I asked him, my voice cracking, "Do you love her?" He laughed, a short, humorless laugh. "Love? No, I like her, sure. She's fun. But love, Mark, that's for people who can afford it. I'm a businessman. She's a transaction, that word. Transaction. It hit me like a sledgehammer. My wife, the woman I married, the woman I swore to protect, was a transaction to this guy, and she didn't even know it. Or maybe she did, and she didn't care, because the transaction came with a penthouse and a black card. I turned around and walked out, my legs shaking. I didn't say another word. The blonde receptionist looked at me with pity, and I hated her for it. I walked down those shiny corporate stairs, past all those shiny corporate people, and I felt like a ghost. Invisible, insignificant. I sat in my car, our beat-up Honda, and I cried. I cried like a baby, ugly sobs that shook my whole body. Not for her, for me, for the man I used to be, the one who believed in love and hard work and happy endings. That man was dead now. Sterling killed him with 5 words. She's a transaction, and Lena, my Lena, let herself be that. I didn't go home that night. I drove to the old bridge, the one where we had our first kiss. Back when we were 19 and the world was wide open. I sat on the railing looking down at the dark water. And I thought about jumping. Not because I want to die, but because I want to stop feeling. The cold wind bit my face, and I remembered her laugh, that pure, genuine laugh she used to have before life crushed it out of her. I remembered our wedding day, her in that cheap white dress she bought at a thrift store, and she looked like $1,000,000. I remembered promising to love her in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer. Well, we sure got the poorer part down, but she broke that promise, not me. I took out my phone, scrolled through our old photos, and I saw a picture of her holding a puppy we found on the street. And she was smiling, really smiling, and my heart just shattered all over again.
I called her.
She answered on the first ring, panicked.
Mark, where are you?
I've been calling, you scared me. Her voice was trembling, real fear, not fake. For a second, I felt hope. Maybe she still cared. Maybe she made a mistake. I told her, I'm at the bridge. Our bridge. She went silent and then she whispered, please come home. Please, we'll talk. I'll explain everything. Explain. What was there to explain? I already knew. I knew about the dinner, the penthouse, the silk sheets, the transaction. But I didn't say that. I just said, okay, I'm coming. I drove home slow, taking every back road, stalling the inevitable. When I walked in, she was sitting at the kitchen table. Pale, puffy-eyed, a box of tissues next to her. She looked small, fragile, like a bird with a broken wing. And for a moment, I hated myself for still wanting to protect her. She stood up, walked to me, and grabbed my hands, those rough, greasy hands. Mark, she sobbed, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. One time, just one time, I swear. I was confused. I was lonely. He made me feel special, but I love you. Only you, one time. I knew that was a lie, but I looked into her eyes. Those beautiful, lying eyes, and I wanted so badly to believe her. I wanted to go back to before, to when we were poor but happy. But you can't go back. You can only go forward, and forward meant either forgiving her or leaving her. And I was too broke to leave, too broken to fight. So I did the most pathetic thing I could do. I said, okay, I forgive you, and she collapsed into my arms, crying with relief, saying thank you, over and over. But inside me, something died that night. Not trust, not love, but respect. I didn't respect her anymore. And worse, I didn't respect myself for taking her back. That was 3 months ago. We're still together, technically. She quit her job, blocked Sterling's number, and she tries so hard now, cooking my favorite meals, kissing me good morning, even laughing at my stupid jokes again. But I see it in her eyes sometimes. That little flicker of regret, not 'cause she cheated, but 'cause she got caught. And I see it in my own eyes in the mirror, a hollow man going through the motions. We're playing house, 2 actors in a tragedy that nobody wants to watch. The bills still pile up. My back still hurts from bending over engines all day. And Sterling? He's still out there, probably got a new receptionist by now. Some other desperate girl with a broke husband and a hungry look. I don't hate him anymore. I almost pity him, 'cause he'll never know real love, just transactions. But I hate myself more, 'cause every night, when Lena curls up next to me and whispers, I love you, I just pat her head and say, me too, but I'm lying. Love is a verb, man. It's action. And I ain't got no action left. I'm just existing, paying rent, eating food, breathing air. She asked me last week if we could try for a baby. A baby. In this economy. in this broken marriage." I laughed, not a happy laugh, a bitter, ugly laugh, and she looked hurt. But I don't care about her hurt anymore. That's the ugly truth. Cheating doesn't just break a heart, it breaks a man's whole sense of self. I used to think I was a good husband, a provider, a protector. Now I know I'm just a placeholder, a safety net. A guy who couldn't keep his wife happy, so she went looking for a better model. And I took her back, not out of love, out of fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of admitting that I failed. So here we are, two strangers sharing a bed, a bank account, and a lifetime of silence. Some nights I wake up at 3 a.m., and she's sleeping peacefully, and I watch her chest rise and fall, and I wonder if she dreams about him. I'll never ask, I'll never know, but I know one thing for sure. The man I was before that rainy night, the man who trusted his wife completely, who believed in forever, that man is gone. And he ain't ever coming back. This is my life now, a quiet, grey, loveless existence, held together by habit and the faint, fading hope that maybe, just maybe, we'll find our way back to each other. But I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe in much of anything, except that when you're poor, you lose more than money. You lose your dignity, your dreams, and sometimes the woman you gave your whole damn soul to.
That's the story.
No happy ending. Just another broke mechanic, counting his pennies, counting his losses, and counting the days until he don't have to count anymore.